Right. Good morning, everyone. We are hooked up with wires again. So hopefully we won't have the technological difficulties that we've been having the past couple weeks. All right. Okay, so thank you. And thanks for being here. Thanks for joining on Zoom. And yeah, and if you need a blocker or blanket, there's some up on the shelf. Oh, you're good. Great. All right. So, let's begin. We can take our thumbs, tuck them into our thighs, let our hands rest, tuck our thumbs into our fingers, let our hands rest on our thighs. And we'll just take a few moments to bring our awareness to the three treasures, the body, the breath, and the mind. So just tuning in. And just taking a few moments to feel into the sensations of your body as you're sitting here, or standing or laying down, whichever position that you're in. And just feeling what things feel like, and they don't have to feel a particular kind of way. Just noticing how it is. And if how it is feeling uncomfortable or not sustainable, then you're free to adjust. You're free to notice that. You're free to make the adjustments to find a way that does feel a little more comfortable, a little more sustainable. And the breath can be helpful with that. So just noticing how the breath is moving into and through the body. Maybe taking a fuller, slower, deeper breath just to see how that helps to refine the alignment of your body. Maybe just that breath is all that's needed to help to make any adjustments. Maybe it's the breath that helps it to feel sustainable and comfortable. And as you're settling into your body and tracking the breath, that may be the focus of the mind. And as you stay with it, just noticing the focus of the mind. And maybe it's trained on the breath and the body pretty well. Maybe it wanders. So just noticing the focus of the mind, and really noticing that you can direct the focus of the mind. So in the Chinese vocabulary, we might call the mind the Shen. And the ability to direct the focus of the mind is the Yi, often translated as the intention. And within the practice of Qigong, there is a phrase that says, Yi Dao, Qi Dao. So where the intention goes, the Qi goes. And so the invitation is to direct your intention, which will direct the focus of the mind to your body and the sensations of your alignment and the movement of the breath and the focus of the mind, these three treasures, bringing qi to the body, the breath, and the mind. And this is it. This is Qigong practice, awareness of the three treasures. And we begin sitting in stillness, tuning into the three treasures so that we can really have an opportunity to tune in. And then as we start doing other things, self-massage, shaking, more formalized movement patterns, all of that is like, one of my teachers liked to say, that's just like introducing a little drama into our lives. Like when we're just sitting in stillness, tuning into the body and the breath and the mind, it's less drama. But as we begin moving and having to follow movement patterns, hear instructions, keep up with them, do the movement in the right way, harmonized with the breath at the right time, paying attention to what's going on, that's more drama. And so we just learn how to incorporate that, how to maintain an awareness of these three treasures amid the drama, increase our capacity for intensity and complexity, and to still be able to remain stable and calm. So when you're ready, we'll bring our hands together, warm our hands up, rubbing the palms together. So first, little bit of drama here. So as the hands are in front of us, does that cause you to round your back or your shoulders to roll forward? Can you maintain an awareness of your alignment? Can you breathe all the way into your body and out your arms into your palms, allowing that breath, that oxygen to fuel the fire, the heat in the hands? And when you're ready, we'll take a nice deep breath in. And exhale, shake it out. And then rubbing the palms together, and this time maybe massaging one hand with the other hand. The pinky edge, the base of the thumbs, in between the long bones on the back of the hand and in the palm and out the fingers even. And switching to the other hand whenever you feel it's appropriate, maybe like going back and forth really quickly, maybe hanging out with one hand for a while and then switching. Like there's no one specific way to do it. It's just however you're doing it, maintaining an awareness of your alignment and your breathing and the focus of your mind. And then as you're ready, again, deep breath in and out. Freshening up the chi. And then bringing the hands to our face. And you can massage up and out. Moving at your pace, whatever that is, fast or slow, or a little bit of all of it. And again, deep breath in and out. Rubbing the palms together, breathing with the whole body. Every cell in your body breathes. Yi Dao, Qi Dao. And then we can take our fingers and run our fingers over our scalps, front to back or back and forth, or however feels good to you in this moment. I would just encourage you to explore the whole surface area of your scalp. Any areas that feel like they would like or could use a little extra attention, give them that extra attention. I've heard this movement called 10 dragons running through the forest. It's also been called Einstein's hairbrush. Just notice what you feel as you're doing this. You know, I was just back here in the back of my skull. I'm noticing there's a lot of held tension there. I didn't even know it was there. So just notice where you feel things. Notice any spots that might be sore. The scalp is covered with acupuncture points on several different meridians, and so this is a nice treatment you can give yourself. And whenever you're ready, your hands can slide down the back of the neck and around. And a big breath in. Shake it out. Rubbing the palms together. Breathing with the whole body. Saturate your body with your breath. And then let's take our palms, we'll cup them over our eyes. Gentle pressure to your eye sockets. Eyelids can be opened or closed. You can massage your eyeballs if you want. And also just taking a moment, just feel. Feel things that you may not always take the time to feel or to notice. Allowing awareness to move inwards. Like feel what the inside of your eye sockets feel like. See if you can feel the muscles that move your eyeballs. It's not uncommon that there's a lot of tension held in the muscles that move our eyes or help our eyes to focus and to see. So can you breathe into those muscles and allow them to soften and relax, just like you might breathe into the muscles of your neck and shoulders and allow them to soften and relax? Maybe you can. Maybe it's kind of like, what? I don't even feel anything remotely close to what that might even be. But you can direct your intention into your eye sockets, into the muscles around your eyes. And again, as you're ready, deep breath in and out. Rubbing the palms. Noticing your alignment. Breathing into the shape of your body. Allowing your body and your breath and the sensation of your palms rubbing together to be the focus of your mind. And then let's activate the acupoint yin tong. So base of the left hand in between the eyes, gentle pressure on this point, and then just gently draw the palm across the point and the forehead and off to the side. And then same thing with the right hand, a little pressure, and then just gently drawing the palm across. And just feel how this feels. Is there a way that you can do it that feels soothing, that feels nourishing, stabilizing, calming? Maybe moving a little faster, maybe moving a little slower. Maybe letting your hand just rest over a spot for a little while. Like, try stuff with the intention of helping to just calm your body down, to create space in and around your mind and thoughts. Again, this is an area that can tend to hold a lot of tension. We're furrowing our brows, trying to understand how in the world things that are happening could be happening. Just clearing some of that away, even for just a moment. And whenever you finish, with whichever hand that you're using, take a deep breath. Shake it out. Freshening up the chi, breathing deeply. All right, edge of the thumbs to the edge of the nose, and let's massage from the base of the nose to the inner corner of the eyes. Breathing through the nose, generating some nitric oxide in our sinuses that can help to open up our airways, reduce some inflammation, maybe ease allergy symptoms. And deep breath in. Freshen up. And to the mouth. Thumbs on either side of the mouth, one hand below, one hand above. Massage back and forth. Massage your lips, massage your gums. Generate saliva. Let the saliva accumulate in your mouth. And whenever you want to, swallow it. Priming the pump in the stomach. And again, just taking the time to find a way of doing this that feels good. And when you're ready, deep breath. We'll take our palms and make forward circles over our ears. If you'd like, your hands can go past your ears and then pull them forward, fold your ears over so you can massage the back side of your ears. And then when you're ready, deep breath in, shake it out. Rubbing the palms together. We spend a fair amount of time on our head with the self-massage because this is where we have our orifices of perception, our eyes, our nose, our mouth, our ears. It's where we're taking in input. So it's nice to kind of wake up our sense organs, to clear them out, to stimulate them, to bring chi to the sensory orifices. That's why we spend so much time on our head. So now moving to the shoulders. with the left arm up to the right shoulder, and then the other side, just letting gravity do most of the work. And again, just letting this be easy, letting it be, joyful. It's like we're taking care of ourselves right here. I heard a new term, new to me, I guess, and it was an alternative to the term self-care. Because I think more and more nowadays, self-care has kind of become almost like, like a spa day. It's like indulgence, maybe, or just having someone else kind of take care of you. And so this phrase is, it's nice. It's self-stewardship. It's like it's up to us to do it for ourselves. And stewardship. So it's like, yeah, it's nice to, have a pedicure, have your feet taken care of, or get a massage. Like, that's great. Nothing wrong with that. But then there's also this idea of stewardship that isn't necessarily like, primping or anything like that. But it's just like, yeah, we have these bodies and we have these minds and ourselves. And it's like, it's good to be a good steward. And so like this self-massage, it's like self-stewardship, taking care of ourselves so that we can show up in a good way. Like that's a joyful thing. Let's do one more on each side. And then a big breath in and out. Rubbing the palms together and breathing. I just have PTSD with Zoom. I keep on having moments where it's like, am I frozen? Can they hear me? I hope so. Okay, let's open our chests. Right fingertips together underneath the collarbone, sliding out into the hollow space, and then left fingertips following the bottom of the rib cage down until you just drop into a hollow space, and then gently tap these spots. And you don't have to tap hard, but if tapping hard is what seems to be the appropriate thing, then do that. Try different stuff. You might do something and unexpectedly say, wow, I really like that, or ooh, I don't. So explore. That's another term I came across recently. What was it like? I think they were talking about Milton Traeger, if you know him, the person who developed Traeger therapy and mentastics and stuff. I think people refer to him as a somanot. So we can be somanauts, and what is it? There's a word for breathing also, like a pulmonaut or something. We're just explorers. We're on an expedition through the inner and outer landscapes of experience. And so feel the experience of tapping these 2 points and breathing into the space in between these 2 points. And see if you can feel the reverberation of the tapping all the way through the rib cage to the backside of the body. Breathe into the backside of your rib cage from the bottom all the way to the top. Send the breath out the arms and the legs. Yi Dao, Qi Dao. Whenever you're ready, you can just gently start massaging these 2 points. Feeling what it feels like. Does it feel good? If it doesn't feel good, change how you're doing it so it does feel good. And if it does feel good, feel what good feels like. And recognize that you can do something that feels good for yourself. just by making a choice to do it. And when you're ready, a deep breath in and out. Freshen up the chi. And then the other side. Left fingertips under the right collarbone, finding the hollow space out by the shoulder. Right fingertips following the left rib cage down, and then gently tap. Making small circles. Experimenting with how you're tapping, where you're tapping, why you're tapping. See if you can, with your tapping, with your breath, with your intention, create a connection between these 2 points. Bridge the gap. Bring the chi from the legs and the lower body up, above the diaphragm, into the chest, the heart, the lungs, out the arms. Be a conduit of exchange. The inside exchanging chi with the outside. The heavens exchanging chi with the earth. We are the creator, we are the creation. Be a good steward. What's a good steward? Well, what does good feel like? And then you can massage these 2 points and breathe and notice your alignment and notice the focus of your mind. And take a deep breath in and out. Rubbing the palms together and breathing. And then we can bring our hands onto the lower rib cage and massaging our lower ribs. And not just the ribs, but what's underneath them, like our spleens and stomachs and pancreases and livers and gallbladders. Is the plural of pancreas pancreas or pancreae?
Pancreati.
Pancreati. Yeah. And then the hands can move on to the belly. And if you'd like, you can bring your hands together and you can make a big circle over the abdomen. You can go in both directions. You can make small circles within big circles. If there's an area over your belly that maybe feels a little congested, maybe where you might feel some bloating, some digestive discomfort, some whatever, you can hang out there. Give some extra attention to that area. With your hands, you are directing medicine, blood, lymph, fluid. All of those contain nutrients and electrolytes that all of our tissues need to function. So we're just helping things move into areas, to move through those areas. That is literally happening. And so be aware of that as it's happening. Even direct the happening of that happening with your intention. And when you're ready, your hands can move around your waist to your lower back and your kidneys, your lumbar spine, your SI joint, your lower rib cage, the back side of your diaphragm. Yi Dao, Qi Dao. And then bring the arms out, shake them out. Rub the palms together. massaging the arms, beginning with the left arm. We'll tap the fingertips and then up the outside and down the inside. Going with the flow of the meridians. Yang meridians. They connect, or they bring the yang in. So from the fingertips up to our head, to our sensory orifices. The yin meridians connect the inside to the outside. So from the chest, from our internal organs, out the arm to the fingertips. In and out. Coming and going. Like you can try to hold your breath as long as you want, but eventually you're going to have to let it go. And you can try to not breathe in as long as you want, but eventually it's going to happen. And then we can come up one more time and down. Tapping the other fingertips and then up the outside, down the inside. Facilitating the flow and just feeling what this feels like. Can you tune in? Can you feel the movement of energy, of blood energy and lymph energy and breath energy and conscious energy or energy of consciousness moving up your arm into your body and from your body out your arm? Maybe going slower might make it a little more tangible. Maybe going faster is what does it. Maybe lighter pressure or heavier pressure. Like, what do you feel? What don't you feel? Lots of drama. And the drama can just flow and not be a bother. It can actually be something that helps us.
Would you say that's intentional, Tim?
Well, yeah. All these things we're doing, we are intentionally introducing some drama.
Some drama.
It's like lifting weights.
Seems like drama is an oxymoron.
And then up one more time and down. Big breath in and out. Well, if you don't like drama, we can call it hormesis. That's the technical term for a manageable amount of stress that helps to build the capacity and build the resilience of our systems. So we're introducing some hormesis into our experience. So you can bring your feet out in front of you and we can massage the bottom of our feet. Feet, the plural of feet is feet. And if you're sitting in a chair, you can bring one foot up across your knee or you can just massage the knee joints. Like, do what works. And just like we did with our scalp, explore the whole surface area of your feet. I like to spend a fair amount of time on the edge of my foot that's facing up towards me, just because it's a major reflexology area for the entire spine, from the top of the head to the base of the sacrum. And it's amazing how all the tender spots I find, they exactly correspond to where I have my spinal stuff. And then whenever you're ready, if you'd like, you can follow the funnel down on the bottom of your foot or down on the backside of the knee and just apply some gentle pressure there. And the point on the center of the backside of the knee is actually quite effective for helping to bring about a sense of calm and stability, especially in the face of fear and uncertainty. point on the bottom of the foot is similar. And then from here, we can bring our hands up the inside of our legs and around the hips and down the outside. Again, going with the flow of the meridians. And we can come up one more time and around and down and out the feet. Big breath in. Shake it out. Rub the palms together one last time for now. And then you can return to a comfortable posture with the thumbs tucked back into the fingers, hands resting on the thighs, and again, just tune in to the three treasures, to your alignment and the sensations of your physical body. And breathe into the shape of your body and notice your breath and the movement of your breath. And just noticing the focus of your mind and also noticing the space around the focus. It's like if the focus of our minds is like a line of cars driving by. See if you can see the space or tune into the space in between the cars as they drive by. And whenever you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes. All right. Great. Another long self-massage. But yeah, I feel like they're worth doing. You know, it's a good thing to do, to just feel that and to feel how we feel now after having done that. It's a very useful practice. All right, so just to let you all know that today's the 4th, so kind of tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, that's the beginning phase of the 3rd phase of summer. And so the 3rd phase of every season is always the phase before the equinox or the solstice. So this is kind of this is where we're building up into the most yang of the year. Building into the summer solstice. And so, it's like really the summer solstice, again, there's that moment when it happens, and then it already starts to wane right there. So really, these 2 weeks before the summer solstice is like the bigness, the yangness, all of the yang. The name of this phase is called grain in ear. And so, grain in ear, that is the idea that, if we were farmers, we would be starting to harvest things. Things are already starting to produce, and we're also still planting things, and we're weeding things, and we're doing a whole lot of stuff. Like we got it coming out of our ears. We got the yang coming out of our ears. So that's this time of year. So again, noticing that and attuning to that and noticing what might be going on inside of us, as far as if we're maybe not being as active as maybe this time of year is kind of calling for. Do we feel like we've got some restless energy, some pent-up energy, some little angst, but we're not sure why? It could be maybe because we just need to go outside and just be active and be very external, be yang, So that could be something that's going on. Maybe if you tend to be very yang all the time, maybe you're feeling great, or maybe you might even be feeling like this is a little too much. Do I need to find some balance within that? So, but, even if you do need to find some balance, I would still say, like, there is a lot of yang energy out there for us to access. And so, just again, with intention, even if it's just standing in the sun and absorbing a lot of that chi and breathing it into ourselves, so it can really help to fuel our metabolic energy and help us to produce what we need to produce and eliminate what we need to eliminate, and just to allow things to be happening. Like, this is a lot of potent energy that is available right now. So that's that about the season and the seasonal nodes. Are there any questions about anything? Okay, so then we're going to do a practice. So we'll stand. We're going to do a little bit of shaking to warm up, and then we'll kind of move through a form. So it's interesting. It's something we've done before, but I feel like forms, the more you do them, the more fresh they become almost. It's like that idea, like Master Liu likes to say, like first you practice Qigong, then Qigong practices you, and it's just ever evolving, and you do a form long enough, and then it starts to change, and eventually it looks like something completely different, and then you've created a new form. It's kind of, we're going to play with that. All right? So, when you're ready, you're welcome to stand. And if you want to remain seated, you can keep doing that as well. All right. So am I moving? Can you see me and hear me? And is all of that good? All right. Thank you, Steve. Yes, we are connected to the wired network. All right. Good, yeah. All right, so as you're ready, you can come to a comfortable standing posture or whichever posture you're in right now, and just as we always do, we'll begin again from the beginning, which is the three treasures. So if you're standing or if you're seated, just take a moment, find your feet on the ground, and I always encourage people, and I do this myself, to lift the toes up so that you can find the 3 points of contact on the bottom of the feet. The 3 points of contact, when I say that, that means the heel, the outside edge of the foot, and the big toe mound. Those are the 3 points of contact as I think of them. So lifting the toes up, and if you find yourself really pitched forward into the balls of your feet, I would encourage you to unlock your knees, and you might even unlock your knees more than you think you need to, so that you can feel the weight settle more into your heel bones. We'd like about 70-30, 70% in the heels, 30% in the balls of the feet, and part of that 70% kind of gets spread out into the outside edges of the feet and the pinky toe mound. So again, soft knees, toes lifted, weight more in the heels, and gently spreading the floor apart so that you can find that outside edge of the foot. Like if you can even bring all of the weight off of the big toe mound so that you can feel there's a little bit more mobility, but stability and mobility. And then you have that big toe mound to kind of check in with or bounce off of as you need to root in and check in. So finding that contact, spreading the floor apart, that can be very active. That can be really a little bit of a workout for the feet, for the ankles, even for the knees and the thighs. And so as that feels challenging or effortful, see if you can back off of that a little bit. And so if that's relaxing the toes back down to the ground, if that's bringing a little bit of the bend out of the knees, not spreading the floor apart as effortfully, but not losing that contact either. And again, if you ever feel like, your mind has drifted, it's like, where are my feet? Just, you can lift your toes, soften the knees, find the hard parts at the bottom of your feet. This is something that also does down-regulate the nervous system. So if you find yourself a little tense, a little up in your head, a little, hyper-vigilant, return to your feet. So 3 points of contact, soft knees. Bring the awareness into your pelvis now. And just breathing into the bowl of the pelvis. And the pelvis is like a bowl supporting organs. We don't want the pelvis tipped forward so that the bowl is, or all the fruit is spilling out of the bowl forwards. We also don't want it tipped so far backwards that we're flattening the curve in our lower back. The pelvis should be free, should be mobile, should be allowed to be like a gyroscope, adjusting moment by moment. Doesn't need to be fixed, doesn't need to be tight. I am not a proponent of tucking the tailbone. I think there's a kind of quality of dropping the weight down into the heels, but that doesn't mean we have to tuck our tailbone in order to do that. We have a natural curve in our lower back. We want to allow that to remain. We want to breathe into the sides of our ribs and help the rib cage to lift up and spread wide. And as we do that, you might think about maintaining that lift and width as you exhale, which will then engage the core, engage the abdomen, engage the lower dantian all the way around. So we practice this when we do our powerful breath in Yi Jin Jing. And so again, breathing into the whole rib cage, 360 degrees, not just the upper front, not just the lower front, but also the sides and especially the back. Bring your intention into the back side of the rib cage. As you inhale, see if you can reach the back side of your rib cage towards whatever is behind you. Breathe deep. So rather than deep being down this way, deep is back this way. And then find the back of your head, and there's a point on your skull. And think about pressing back through that point. And maybe even back and slightly up, as if somebody was taking like the back and the top of your ears and pulling you back and slightly up, so that the chin slightly tucks and the back of the neck gets long. And you might feel a stretch down the back of the neck in between your shoulder blades behind your heart. And see if you can breathe into that area. Breathe more space. Maybe the breath extends down to the lower ribs, maybe down to your sacrum, maybe all the way down to your heels. So again, reaching up and back through the back of the head, there's this lift into the sky, which helps you drop down deep into the earth. You can lift your toes and gently spread the feet apart and breathe yourself wide through your shoulders. So we're going up and down and left and right and front and back. All directions, all at once. And this is work. It's not easy necessarily to do all of this at the same time, but that's the point. We're creating lengthened muscle, we're creating strength within length, tensioned length in the muscles. We're breathing deeply, we're engaging muscles that we might not always engage. Like we're turned on, we're lit up. So as you're ready, let's take a nice deep breath in and amplify. You can make fists with your hands as you breathe in. Your shoulders can come up towards your ears. And then shoulders back and down as you exhale. Press the fingertips towards the ground. The knees can bend a little. A couple like that. As you inhale up, maybe you make fists with your toes. Maybe your heels come off the ground slightly. One more big one. And this time exhale loose and bounce a little bit. Bend the knees deeper. Let your arms be nice and loose and just shake. And you can turn from side to side if you'd like. Your feet don't have to come off the ground, but they can. You can shake very little, very subtle, like high frequency vibration, or like a bigger, floppier kind of shaking. If you'd like, you can bend at the elbows so that your hands bounce up and down, which then acts as a gentle reminder that as you're bouncing and your hands are bouncing up and down, your organs inside your body are also bouncing up and down, which helps them to get unstuck from each other, which helps the lymph and the fluids to move. And start breathing deeply and exhaling audibly. Like, do some therapy. This can be therapy. Just let it go. And in your own time, in your own way, as you're ready, you can start to let it settle. And just feel some of what you're feeling. Like that can bring stuff up. That can stir stuff up. And so, if you feel particularly stirred up, you can keep shaking, keep moving, keep breathing, keep audibly exhaling. Be a good steward for yourself. So lifting the toes, finding 3 points of contact, soft knees. Breathe 360 degrees into the rib cage. Lift through the back of the head, up and back. Slight tuck to the chin happens automatically by doing that. And again, breathe up into the sky, down into the earth, wide out into the biofield. Attune to yourself. Attune to the universe. And as you're ready, inhale your arms out and up overhead. Bring your palms together and exhale, hands to the heart. So we're acknowledging that we're starting our movement practice here. We've been practicing for a while now, almost an hour. And I'll mirror you, so we'll inhale the hands up. Exhale, step the feet together, the hands come into Diamond Mudra. So a different shape here. So tuning into the alignment of the body, seeing if you can find 3 points of contact in both feet. And when the feet are close together, it really becomes obvious. Like, oh, I tend to hold more weight in one foot than the other. Or one foot makes contact in a completely different way than the other foot makes contact with the ground. So notice that. And just see what happens as you notice and as you be with what is. And then as you're ready, you can inhale the left heel up and exhale, step out, as wide, shoulder width, maybe wider. You can adjust your feet as you need. We're going to let the hands come down, palm back to back, and just inhale up. Exhale out and around. And the palms come back to back, and we're going to move like this for a little while. So this is all we're doing. So it means we can really just kind of drop into what we're doing. Take your time. Harmonize the breath and the movement. Breathe into your whole body. Like you're filling up a balloon with breath. Let it stretch, and then let the air out. But you're not deflating necessarily. You're not collapsing. Inhaling, stretching, reaching, filling, and letting it go. And your knees can bend just as much as you want. Like maybe they don't bend very much at all. Maybe you're bending so much that your hands are almost like touching the ground. Like that's fine. Find your way. If you do bend your legs a little bit more, let your hips sink, let your spine stay tall, and move the knees away from each other. So still rooted into the outside edges of the feet. And just adjusting your pace so that you can breathe deeply and slowly and comfortably. Just let the movement of your body and your breath reveal more of yourself to yourself. Let's do 2 more like this. And this time we'll inhale up as we've been doing, stretch. Exhale, the arms come out and around, and then we'll just let the hands float up in front of the belly. Fingertips pointed at the belly. Hanging out here in Wu-Ji posture. And you can adjust the width of your feet as needed. Arms aren't too far forward, they're not too close. They're almost just hanging right by our sides. And again, so different shape, same principles apply. You can lift your toes off the ground, find 3 points of contact. Knees moving away from each other, just like the elbows are gently moving away from each other. We're holding elevator doors open. Think about the back of the skull, reaching back and slightly up. And the shoulders aren't hiked up towards the ears. They're not rounded forward. The shoulder blades aren't retracted back towards each other either, but they're just allowed to be open and spread wide. And breathe. For those of you who did Yi Jin Jing, remember the medium breath, where we breathe into the rib cage. And as we exhale, the breath moves out the arms, moves out the legs like a wave. So we were just doing that movement, with the hands back to back, breathing up and out. There was movement, but we could find stillness within that movement. So here, we're still, we're static. Can you find movement within the stillness? And on your next inhalation, the hands can float up to the heart. And then exhale, press the palms away. Inhale, we're going to turn the palms up, the hands come back, we inhale. Chop your hips back, your spine is nice and tall, and the hips are back, and then the hips move down. So it's just like we're sitting into a chair, the hands sweep down, and then weight is in the heels. Inhale, press through your heels to come up. And then exhale down. When your hands reach your belly, inhale, press down. And then exhale, hands up to the heart. Take a breath here, inhaling. Palms away, press, exhale. Powerful breath. Turn the palms up. Inhale, hands chop the hips. Hips move back, spine is nice and tall. Exhale like you're sitting in a chair. Sweeping the hands down and then weight in the heels, press through the heels as you come up. And then exhale. Hands at the belly, inhale, press down through the hands, down through the heels, reach up through the back and the top of the head. Exhale, hands to the heart. Take a breath. Powerful breath. Turn the palms up, inhale, chop the hips back. Exhale, sit into the chair. Inhale up. Exhale. Inhale, press. Exhale. To the heart. Take a breath. Spreading elevator doors apart. Palms face away, elbows drop. Powerful breath. Inhale, the hands come in, chop the hips back. Hips are back, and then they go down. Spine is nice and tall. Spread the knees apart, weight in the heels. Inhale up. Exhale. We'll do a couple more. Inhale. Exhale. In front of the heart. Rest breath. And powerful breath. Inhale, hands come in, chop the hips back. Exhale, ride the hips down. Knees spread apart, weight in the heels. Inhale, press yourself up. Exhale. In. Out. To the heart. Take a breath. Drop the elbows, palms forward, press. Inhale, the hands come in, chop the hips back, arms sweep back. Exhale, hips down and back, knees spread apart. Inhale, pressing through the heels. Exhale. Inhale, press down. This time when you exhale, drag the hands up. And then inhale, press. Stretch. Exhale. Like make beaks with the hands. And then inhale. So on Zoom, hands like this. Exhale or inhale. Stretch, hold the inhale, and then like you're pressing up against resistance. Inhale. Exhale, powerful breath. In, press through your feet, press down through your hands like you're pressing yourself up onto something. And then exhale, lifting something with the back of your hands. And again, like you're little, climbing over a fence, or big, climbing over a fence. Pumping chi through the whole body. Inhale. Wide rib cage. Exhale. Strong arms and shoulders. One more. And then just let the arms float back down. Take as many breaths as you'd like. So here, we'll bring the hands on either side of the hips. So they're kind of resting right on the sides, like right at those, should be able to feel your femur bones. So you can feel those like with the edge of your thumbs. The elbows, they're not squeezed together. We're not squeezing the shoulder blades together. But the arms are slightly externally rotated in the shoulder joints. And then they're just resting at our sides. So again, lifting the toes, soft knees, reaching through the back and the top of the head, breathing into the back side of the body. We'll inhale here, and then exhale again. Chop your hips back so your spine isn't really bending at all. And then as you inhale, just circle your arms around, your hips reach back. So the arms are counterbalanced. So the hands in front as you inhale, and then exhale, coming up. Chop the hips, and then inhale. It's a big, long breath cycle. Exhale. Exhale through the hips, and then inhale. Reach back with your hips and forward with your arms. Exhale. Inhale, like you're gathering something up, and then exhale, pull it towards you. Hips back, weight in the heels. Inhaling as the arms come around, the spine is long, we're not rounding, we're hinging at the hips, and then exhale. Inhale. Exhale. In, all the way, stretch your inhalation, exhale. And just go as far as is comfortable. The hips lead the movement, so the hips are moving back. The arms are a counterbalance to the hips. Exhale, pulling the hands in, the hips come together, and again, inhale. Just find a nice, easy rhythm. Exhale. Gathering and exhaling, drawing it in. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. The hands come in. Now we'll inhale the arms out. Exhale, hands down, palms back to back. Similar to how we started, inhale up. And then exhale the arms out to the sides, palms facing each other like you're holding a big ball. And again, just letting, if your elbows need to be bent and the arms come down, you can do that. We don't want the shoulders up. We're not reaching back behind us. We're not reaching too far forward. We're just out to the sides. Breathing wide. Maybe even reaching from the back side of each hand, like reaching towards that wall and reaching towards that wall. Breathing into the space in between your armpits and your hip bones. Inhale, reach away. Exhale, press the hands closer together. Inhale. And think about like bringing the elbows towards each other out in front of you. So it's like we're almost, it's like a, I don't know what this is called. There's some kind of exercise machine that does something like this, right? Some kind of like chest press fly. There you go. It's a chest fly. Stretch. Exhale, hands move together, elbows coming together in front, and then inhale. Squeeze against something, use your imagination. This is strength building, tension under length. Couple more. One more. And now let the hands hold something. Like you're forming a ball in between your hands. You know, that was just some work with our elbows. You can let them kind of bounce and relax. Maybe roll your shoulders a little bit. Breathe into the space behind your heart, in between your shoulder blades. another big breath in. And as you exhale, take this ball in between your hands and point it at your lower dantian. So we'll return to Wuji posture. And we can rest here. And so again, like if your arms are tired and if they're feeling more tired, maybe they're too far away. See if you can bring your elbows a little bit alongside your body. Maybe roll your shoulders up and back so that you're not actually having to use your neck or your shoulders to support your arms. Your arms are just kind of hanging freely. It's your forearms that are doing some work, keeping your hands in front of you, but they're kind of weightless. Maybe lifting your toes. Letting the knees be soft. Gently holding elevator doors apart with your elbows. Lifting through the back and the top of your head. Lengthening the back of your neck. Breathe. Feel the beating of your heart. Feel the pumping of your blood. Like we have been doing work. We might feel a little warm. You may have even broken a light sweat. With your breath, facilitate the movement of the blood. The blood carries the Qi. The Qi is the commander of the blood. So with your Qi, with your breath, direct the blood through your whole body. It's carrying oxygen, it's carrying nutrients to all of your cells in your whole body. Allow all of the cells of your body to receive this nourishment, to take it in, to process it, to utilize it, to metabolize it, and then to let it go. Every cell is breathing. Our whole body is like a cell breathing. On your next inhale, inhale up to the heart. Drop your elbows, palms face away, exhale. Palms turn up, inhale, chop the hips back. And exhale, we squat, the knees bend. Weight in the heels, inhale up. Exhale. Inhale, press. Exhale, hands back up to the heart. We'll do 2 more cycles like that. Take a breath. Powerful exhale. Gather it up, draw it in. Inhale, hips hinge. Exhale, hips drop, knees bend, spreading away from each other, weight in the heels. Inhale, press yourself up. Exhale. Inhale, press down through the hands and feet. Lift up through the top of the head. Exhale. Take a breath. 1 more cycle. Palms away, elbows drop. Exhale. Palms turn up. Inhale. Chop the hips back. Exhale like you're sitting down in a chair. You don't have to go too low. Weight in the heels, lift your toes. Inhale, gather up. Exhale. As you inhale, press down through the hands, down through the feet, reach up through the back and the top of the head. This time we'll exhale, drag the arms up. And then press yourself like up over a wall. And then exhale, lift with the back of your arms. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Let the hands just float down. Breathe natural. Hands at the belly, and then bring the arms or the hands on either side of the hips. So edge of the thumbs against the edge of the femur bones. So we did a squat. So now we're just going to do a hip hinge. So we'll take a breath here. And then exhale, hinge the hips back. arms float back, and then inhale, hips go further, arms counterbalance. Exhale, draw the hips and hands towards each other. Hips hinge, inhale, hips back, arms out and around. Exhale. One more time, in. Long inhalation, and then exhale. Let the arms float out to the sides, palms down. Exhale. Palms back to back, inhale up. Exhale out. And let's just let the arms come all the way down. Palms back to where we started from. Inhaling up, palms turn up, look up, stretch. Exhale. As the knees bend, let the hips move back. Keep your toes lifted. Weight in the heels. Knees move away from each other. Inhale. We want to create healthy movement patterns in our bodies. So if the hips come down, we can just move like this. We don't want the weight in the balls of the feet because that loads our knees. We want the hips to move back and the weight to be in the heels. Press through the heels to come up. That way you're using your hamstrings and your butt and your lower back to guide the movement. You're not using your thighs and you're not wearing out your knee joints. So again, hips back, bending the knees slightly. You can lift your toes, move the knees away from each other, press through the heels. We're coming up. Healthy, sustainable movement patterns. Movement that builds us up rather than breaking us down. One more time, we'll inhale up. Exhale around. Hands come in front of the lower dantian, Wuji posture. Here we are again. So check in. Maybe roll your shoulders up and back. Let the shoulder blades settle on the back. The shoulders and the neck are not really involved here. This isn't a lot of effort for this area. This area can just let go, and you can just settle. Lift your toes, settle into your 3 points of contact. Settle into these big butt and hamstring muscles like you're almost sitting on a chair. It doesn't require a lot of effort. Just some activated muscles, which we've just been activating, utilizing healthy movement patterns. Inhale up to your heart. Palms face away, drop your elbows, exhale, press out. Just one time. Inhale, hands come in, chop the hips back, and then we squat. Weight in the heels, hips move down and back or back and down, and then pressing up through the heels, gather. Exhale. Inhale, press down through the hands and feet, lift up through the back of the head, and then exhale, drag the arms up. Inhale, arms float back down. Breathing naturally as your hands come on either side of your hips. Big breath here. As you exhale, hinge your hips back, like chop them back with your arms. And then inhale, hips keep moving back as the arms come forward. Exhale, hands come together. Inhale the arms out. Exhale, palms back to back. Inhale up. Exhale around, come into Wuji posture. Take a breath. Inhale to the heart. Exhale, press. Inhale, hands come in. Chop the hips back. Hips move back and down as you exhale. Inhale, press through your heels, come up. Exhale. Inhale, press. Exhale, drag the arms up. Inhale, float them down. Breathe natural as the hands come to the sides of the hips. Take another breath. Exhale, chop the hips back. Inhale, the arms sweep around as the hips move back further. Exhale, draw the hands towards you. Inhale out. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale right up to the heart. Exhale, press away. Inhale. Chop the hips. Exhale, sit back in a chair. Inhale, press through the heels up. Exhale, down. Inhale, press yourself up. Exhale, drag the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, hands on either side of the hips. Take a breath here. Exhale, chop the hips back. Inhale, reach the hips back as the arms circle around. Exhale. Inhale out to the sides. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, open like we're holding our big ball. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, compress the ball. Take a breath. Exhale, direct the ball towards the lower dantian. 3 breaths. Long, slow, deep breaths. Lifting the toes, spreading the knees apart, breathing behind the heart, lifting the top and the back of the head, holding elevator doors apart with your elbows. One more long, slow, deep breath. And then exhale, your hands can relax. Inhale, gather up, step the feet closer together. And exhale. Hands into Diamond Mudra. You can place one hand over the other over your lower dantian, and then you can bring your hips around the waist and down. And just drift for a few moments. Just noticing the alignment of your body, the sensations inside and around your body. Breathe and see how the breath energy moves through your body. Invite the breath energy through your body with your intention. Are there areas in your body that need some extra attention or intention? You know, if you want, right now, you can maybe put your hands over certain areas of your body that might need it. Like, I have areas that are different than the areas that you need, so go where you need it. If it's a joint, if it's an organ, if it's somewhere where it feels like there's something stuck, something energetic, something emotional, you know, something physical, just direct the medicine to where your body needs it. And then when you're done with that, we'll do a more general distribution of the medicine. So we'll rub our hands together. And a gentle massage to our faces, then over the top of the head a couple times, over the scalp, down the back of the neck and around, over the chest and lower ribs and belly, and around the waist to the lower back, and as high on your back as you'd like to get. And then we'll draw the hands out. And then let's pat up one arm, and down, up the other arm, and down. And then around the waist and down the back of the legs, up the front of the legs, and then again around and down, up the front, and then maybe just a little shake. Shake it through as little or as big as you want. And then we're going to do 3 nice sighs of relief, a contented sigh. So big breath in. 2 more. And again, just stand and breathe a few moments. Exchange chi with the universe. And breathing the universe into yourself, breathing yourself back out into the universe. Just feeling the exchange, the coming and the going. And then you can bring your hands together in front of your heart, universal symbol of gratitude. So gratitude to the heavens and the earth for being here so that we can be here, and for this community to practice together. And gratitude for ourselves for taking the time to do this practice, to introduce a little drama and hormesis into our lives so that we can increase our capacity to remain stable and calm and present amid the drama. Thank you for practicing with me, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, a wonderful rest of your week. Let me know if you'd like a recording of this video, and you can keep practicing with it. And we'll see you all next week. All right. Thank you. And
Hey, Oli,
yes.
I missed it. What was the name of this practice?
So this is the Qigong intro that we've done before. We just
Gotcha.
kind of mixed it up a little bit. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. And thank you all for being here. Thank you for practicing with me. I'm glad that the wired hookup worked, so our Zoom is working better, and hopefully it will remain that way. So thank you all. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.